Hi, Dan and Robin. So I had filmed the information on my trike when we were in town. We've been out of town now for 6 weeks on the road, not knowing when we're going to come back, having an awesome time. But I just wanted to get something out to you. I like a lot of redundant things in case something fails. So I have 2 separate straps with buckles. So they buckle in and then I put some tape on it. There's a buckle under here. So I have 2 separate straps with buckles that fit over the seat. I have this rope down here which goes through the seat and ties here. This is a one big loop rope that we got at a rock climbing store. And then I tie it, and then I have this carabiner here that I attach to this carabiner. So now this is totally secured to the seat. And then we have another one, and we use this to clip up our seat. So then we have red tape to red tape. We can hook it on that. And then when we want the seat to go up, when he's filling up gas or somebody's getting in and out of the seat, then the seat's up like that, which is really convenient for us. Then the next step of our tethering system is starting to hook on things for my cameras, my water, my gloves. Okay. So the first way that I was doing my water is I was using this and clip this. So this has 2 ways. I always like to tether things with 2 things. So it has this tether here and this hook here. So I hook that on. And then I was carrying a water bottle that I had tethered. But then after a period of time, I'm like, hey, you know what? This works out really great for my camera. So my camera is a Sony AX53. This is what I do all my zooming with. And I have the audio cable for that tethered and the tether for my camera to this tether. So this is where I plug in the audio that I have routed throughout the system to the front so we could get audio. And then this is my tether to the camera that goes on right here. And then the audio plugs in here. It's kind of like my 2 tether system, but this is very secure and always in my hand. I have that set in there. So now what I'm using for my water is actually in this case because I felt like I needed to carry a few more things. And this I got off of Amazon. So this is a double tether system and it has these snapping straps and then this carabiner here. So I put this over there. Maybe you could say 3 because it has those snaps, that snaps, and then I hook that onto there. Okay. So now I have this bag secured, which I can carry my water and some snacks. So going to my water, decided to get a flask. Everybody thinks it's alcohol, but it's really just water. And I always have to look for something to where I can open it and tether it at the same time. This particular one is a Stanley. So I have a tether here. So then I can actually open it while it's still tethered. I always keep that zipped, and then in here I have my snacks for when we stop. I limit those to when we're on the ground. Beef jerky. Okay, the next thing that's important to me are my gloves. And so I have a main tether for my gloves, and then each glove has a tether. And then each one is connected, sewn on with a loop of either elastic or material. So then I have them waiting. If I don't put them on, if I put them on, I tether into my jacket. But if it's warmer, we're starting on the ground, I don't need them. They're here just for emergency. And then I do a tethering system where I connect this first before I let go of that. So I could show you that in a minute. And then in the cooler weather, I do the same thing with my heated gloves. I do a double tether so I got these small little, I got all these on Amazon, the small carabiner, the larger carabiner, and some elastic or other material that I can use for that. And then I sew it. I can sew, so I do like this stitching that goes back and forth. I've never had any come off. I've used different material too. So then, let's see, I like it like this. So now I have these waiting for me if it gets really cold. And then I also tether my little GoPro. And this is an audio in-flight audio that goes in here, and that's tethered around this really tight in there. And then this can come off, so when I take it home I can just disconnect this. This is a carabiner that I got on Amazon by Black Rapid. I could always give you links. And then this audio goes in here, so now I can do audio to my GoPro, and then I tether it here to this. Then I have my audio cables over here that I bring over to that. And then this I put in here until I'm flying, and then I'll actually move it over here. And this is my RAM mount system that I have attached here. And I tape it also, you know, just in case it ever got loose. We've never had that happen. Okay, so I like to use the gerbing jackets that are 7 volt. We use 12 volt for our hands and feet, but 7 volt for my jacket, just so we don't have to get an alternator and add in more, you know, worry about battery power. So here's my 2 loops on my sleeves. I've sewn on this, like what you use for keys, 1 for each glove. And then inside my pocket where I have my battery, I tether on my battery for my battery operated jacket. I like this easy on, easy off, so I can charge it. Okay, so now when I'm in my seat, and if I need to put my gloves on or off, and I don't want to keep them on the whole time, because we just have such a variety of temperatures. We could start out so cold and then get so hot. So while I'm flying, I can hook me to the jacket, right? And then I can slide that off, and then I can hook it to my tether and unhook myself like that. So I also have used these on my bigger gloves where I can hook it to my tether and then take it off like this, hook it to the tether, and unhook like that. Right. Or you could be tougher and not be like me, who you could just take all the hot and cold temperatures. Okay, so then for my camera systems, I have this routed, but this is my audio. So my Sony and my GoPro audio plugs into the red, like this, red to red and red to red. I have a splitter. And then my iPhone audio goes into the white one, and I didn't put my iPhone on, so I'm going to show you how to do that next. This is my iPhone tether. I connect this end. This is the Black Rabbit one. I can show you a link, but I connect this to my pants or my jacket, this carabiner, and then I have an audio cable going along this. So I have the tether, and it's taped to the audio cable all the way there with carabiners to hold it on to different areas. And then I have to do my iPhone adapter. So, and that's tape. We use gaffer's tape, which is awesome tape. So then I can plug this in to my phone for the audio, and then this carabiner will clip to my audio. This is what I put behind my phone, one of these, and voila. So I'm getting really hot right now because it's almost 100 degrees. So one of the things that I'll do, make sure I keep it zippered here, right? That it's totally connected. So I'm about to take my jacket off, and then I connect my jacket to the carabiner. So now, one sleeve. So now I can work out my way out of one sleeve. It's really sticky because I really started sweating. And then I can hook this other sleeve, right? So if it's not too hot, I just fly with my jacket like this, where it's just around me, and now I have all the air that I need. So with my heated gear, I do have systems that go throughout my flight suit, and then it comes out at the waist here, and then I would connect That's what these are for. These are my cords to tie into my heated jacket and heated pants right here. I just wanted to point out when we're routing wires and things like that, there's a lot of ways to go with these if you have these bags. You know, we have the Velcro here, so we'll put a lot of wires, you know, around and through these, and then we'll use tape where we need it. Here's another example with the Velcro, and then we'll also use zip ties. So zip ties, tape, and the Velcro are different ways that we route. And this trike has been so great that we can route things. There's different cables that we routed through the Velcro and tape, routing stuff underneath here. And then we have wires coming up like this. So the end flight audio, we actually have to connect into, this is our audio. And this is actually an end flight audio thing. So one cord goes to the headset, and then the other cable I route back to me through that routing system, and then I have the cables back here to plug into my audio. And then I have one that routes up here, goes across the front to over the top to my camera here, and this is the end flight plug-in for this camera. So I actually have 4 places to plug in the audio. And how I do that is I have 2 end flights. One is here that goes into Roger's helmet, and then see we also tethered those. We have these sticky 3M things that a zip tie goes around, and then we plug that in there, and then I route it under the seat. Here's an example of Roger's gloves. He needed a little bit bigger loop, so I use this paracord and sewed that in. As I'm looking through my footage, I'm like, oh, you know, I could show this better or that better, or I started realizing I'm a perfectionist, and it'd be better just for me to get you out what I have, and then if you have any questions, let me know, because the more I got into this, I realized I've been doing it for 5 years, and I gradually have built this system, so there's a lot of pieces to it, and I've included a lot of it, but not every single part is probably able to be seen. And then I don't know how much you guys even are really interested in all these details, so I'm just gonna throw out what I have, kind of, you know, more raw and incomplete with information, and then you can let me know if you want any additional information or details. But this will kind of give you an overview with some of the products that I use. So anyhow, hopefully it'll help and at least get across some of what you're looking for. But feel free to totally reach out if you have any questions about anything and how I did it, more than what you see on the video here. And hope to meet you someday. Bye.